Hello everybody, it is Trisha here from languagelearnersjournal.com. I hope you're all well. I've got literally 5 minutes, so I thought I'd just pop in and say a little bit about what the holistic approach to learning really is and how you can apply it to your language learning. So holistic learning is all about seeing the bigger picture. It's about looking at diet, exercise, and applying that to your language learning. For example, if you are hungry, then you're not going to be efficient at learning languages because your focus is going to be on food. Equally, if you're thirsty, and it takes only 2% decrease in dehydration for your brain to be less focused. So hungry, dehydrated, that's not going to make a good study session. Now, we were born to move. We were born to be active. It's somehow how we best learn, because when we're moving more, we're getting the brain and the oxygen going, and that means we're more efficient learners. So holistically, taking a step back and looking at all areas and how they can impact your language learning. Even your environment can impact your language learning. The best learning environment is about 22 degrees. Anything too cold or anything too hot can actually affect your attention and your focus. Even your chair. If your chair isn't comfortable, it could cause back pain, and you'll be more focused on trying to get comfortable in your chair than learning your vocabulary. So in a nutshell, holistic approach to learning is taking in factors that we don't necessarily look at or even think about. Soft skills, for example. Soft skills such as active listening skills are really, really important when you're learning a language. When we're learning languages, we sometimes think of study books or online tutorials or courses. Yes, that they help and there's a time and place for that, but we forget about the other factors that we need to apply in language learning. These other factors are developing our listening skills. We can be so wrapped up in how we're going to apply the conversation and what we're going to be saying next that we're not actually listening to what's being said. We could be misinterpreting words, for example. But if you were to take a step back and really listen to what that other person is saying to you, it's a more engaging conversation, and you're also listening very clearly to the pronunciation that you're hearing. And now that's really, really important, because if you're listening to the pronunciation of that person rather than thinking about what you're going to say next, then you're going to start to improve on your pronunciation. So that is the holistic approach in a nutshell. Now, please ask me any questions that you may have on the holistic approach. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go live again on Monday, and I'm going to answer as many questions as possible in relation to language learning. I do have a couple of questions that were asked previously. One was remembering languages spoken in the past. So that's a good point there. I remember at school I was learning French. 20 years later, I wanted to go to France. I needed to brush up on my French. And it was like, for the first couple of days, I'd never studied French in my life. It was completely new to me. But actually, when I took a step back, I took a deeper breath, and I thought, I'm just going to write on a bit of paper everything I know in French. And I did that. I just got pen and paper, and I wrote down what I knew. And then I really got into the swing of things, and then I started to remember things that I thought I'd forgotten, but they were still there. But because I wasn't using it every day, they were just buried at the back of my mind. So it was great. By pulling it onto a sheet of paper, I was pulling it from the back of my mind back into sort of the forefront of my mind. And then I started to sort of practice every day, just using an app to begin with, at least 10 minutes a day. And I found that I did know French. It was still there. So you never really lose a language, but you do need to keep on practicing it, even if it's only 10 minutes per day. 10 minutes per day is better than an hour's study session once a week. For example, if you brushed your teeth just once a week, would it do you any favours? No, I don't think you'd have a lot of teeth left. So if you study for just once a week, do you think that would do you any favours? No. It has to be little and often. But you don't really forget the language, it just gets buried, and it's about strengthening those neurons. Think of your brain as a muscle. You need to exercise that muscle. You need to sort of really focus on your learning every single day to bring it to the forefront of your brain. So the second question that I had was the benefits of food when learning. So that's omega-3, blueberries, but we're going to focus on that on Monday. So yeah, please post your questions and I'll answer them on Monday. Bye for now.